No matter what country they're from, world leaders must be protected from those who would do them harm. Usually this implies bodyguards and motorcades, but some of these leaders take more bizarre approaches to their own security. Just how do these leaders protect themselves? Here are some of the most insane security measures taken by world leaders. Number 1. Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is the supreme leader of North Korea and also one of the most cruel, totalitarian and dictatorial world leaders in power today. Very little is known about his personal security detail, but what we do know is absolutely insane. First of all, Kim Jong-un keeps a security detail of nearly 90,000 people. That's an incredible number of people who are all dedicated to the protection of a single man. All of these 90,000 people are young men who were hand-selected by North Korean government officials from schools around the country. There are very strict requirements students must meet in order to be selected. All of the members of Kim Jong-un's security detail must first be males who are around the same height as Kim Jong-un, have good body proportions, and are also incredibly skilled with combat and marksmanship. Once these men are selected from school, they go through a strict screening process that not only vets them for their loyalty to North Korea, but also vets their parents' and grandparents' loyalty too. Once the screening process is complete, they are highly trained in combat and security. A famous video shows them running alongside Kim Jong-un's car in his motorcade, a tactic reportedly used to block the bullets of potential assassins with human shields. Besides its incredibly rigorous selection process, Kim Jong-un's security also uses some truly bizarre tactics to keep the North Korean leader safe. All of Kim Jong-un's food is taste tested before he can eat it, in order to make sure the food is not poisoned. This means that the taste tester is required to put themselves up for deathly poisoning at every meal Kim Jong-un eats, just so his security team can be sure the food he eats hasn't been tampered with. His security forces also carry around a personal portable toilet for the North Korean dictator, which he uses whenever he's not in secure locations, like his personal residence or North Korean government buildings. The apparent reason for this portable toilet is so that the dictator's stool cannot be collected or sampled by foreign governments or assassins, as Kim Jong-un is very afraid of his DNA getting stolen. Number 2. Joe Biden. Everyone knows that the US president is one of the most well-protected world leaders on Earth. Joe Biden is protected at all times by the Secret Service, which is a highly specialized organization whose sole purpose is protecting the current president of the United States. Before President Biden arrives anywhere, the Secret Service has already mapped out the place days in advance. Everything from all of the building's entrances and exits, air vents, and even kitchens and storage rooms have been documented and made note of by the Secret Service. When the president goes out to eat, the Secret Service must send a team out to the restaurant days beforehand to inspect the kitchen and run background checks on the staff. The same is true of when the president stays overnight in a hotel. In fact, when President Biden sleeps in a hotel room, the Secret Service takes over the entire floor, as well as the floor above and the floor below, to make sure no one has the opportunity to attack the president in the hotel. In the case of an attack on the president, the Secret Service always has planned routes to get out of the building as fast as possible, as well as routes to get the president to the nearest hospital in under 10 minutes should the president get injured in an attack. Joe Biden also rides around in a specialized car nicknamed the Beast. Like most vehicles in the presidential motorcade, this is a plain black SUV. However, when you look at the specs, this car is anything but ordinary. The Beast has thick bulletproof glass windows, as well as steel plating up to 8 inches thick all the way around the car. The car is stocked with an oxygen supply, hand grenades, and even a supply of blood that matches Biden's blood type, in case of emergency. It was also incredibly expensive for the United States government to make, costing a total of $1.5 million for a single car. However, if anything were to happen to Joe Biden, his car is prepared to handle any situation. Besides the Secret Service and the state-of-the-art car, the White House also has some pretty wild security measures in place. The entirety of Washington, D.C. itself is a no-fly zone, and any suspicious aircraft are immediately deemed threats to the government, and specifically to President Biden. For this reason, the White House is equipped with a full missile defense system. These missile launchers, which are mounted on the roof of the White House, all have state-of-the-art infrared targeting systems and are ready to wipe out any air threat to President Biden at a moment's notice. It's also been reported that the White House has a series of infrared laser security fields set up all around the residence in order to detect movement and threats from any angle, even from underground. In addition to this, the White House also boasts a network of roaming security drones to both patrol the area and also to combat any drone usage that might be part of a presidential assassination plan. This addition of drones to the White House security arsenal came in 2015, when a drone hobbyist flew his drone past the security sensors undetected and revealed a breach in the White House security system that sent the Secret Service into panic. If all else fails, all of the windows in the White House are completely bulletproof. In 2011, a shooter attempted to kill Obama in the White House by shooting at the windows of the building from his car. Not only did none of the windows break, but the shooting actually wasn't noticed until a few days later because of just how minimal the damage had been. Number 3. The Pope. The Pope is easily one of the most influential and high-profile people in the world. Because of this, he is also one of the most high-risk. On May 13, 1981, Pope John Paul II was brutally shot 4 times while he was making a routine appearance in an open-air vehicle. He survived, but after this assassination attempt, the security at the Vatican realized they needed to step up their game. Now, when making public appearances, Pope Francis rides around in something called the Pope-mobile. It's most often a Mercedes-Benz car that's been specially modified to have a space for standing in the back that is also entirely encased in bulletproof glass. This way, Pope Francis can be seen at all angles and interact with crowds while also being protected from potential assassins. The Pope also had his own private guard called the Swiss Guard. As a team of 100 highly trained, hand-selected combat experts, these guys aren't weird for what they do, but rather how they dress. Equipped with large pointy metal helmets, spears, and poofy striped outfits in blue, red, and yellow, these dangerous security officers' uniforms are a far cry from the normal suit and tie ensemble worn by security personnel, instead looking like they stepped right out of medieval England. Number 4. Xi Jinping. As the president of China, Xi Jinping has a lot of targets on his back. As such, his bodyguard team has some of the most advanced protection technology in the world. On the Chinese leader's recent visit to Hong Kong, his bodyguards all appeared to be carrying briefcases. However, these briefcases were anything but normal. Reports indicate that all of the briefcases were bulletproof. Some of them could be extended out quickly into full shields to protect Xi from attackers' bullets, while some were actually specially created machine guns designed to look like ordinary briefcases. On certain trips, Xi Jinping is also escorted by over 50 vehicles in his motorcade, an impressive and almost insane number. His motorcade also includes special vehicles that jam bomb signals and shut down any cell phones in the area. Sometimes during his appearances, drone bans are also put in place and enforced in order to ensure that no drone strikes could be targeted towards the Chinese leader. All of these protective measures might seem like overkill, and machine gun briefcases may feel like they're straight out of a spy movie, but there's no doubt that Xi Jinping doesn't take any chances when it comes to security. Number 5. Mohammed bin Salman. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, has been building an impenetrable security network around him since he was first chosen to inherit his father's throne. In his first drastic security measure to protect himself and his family, he replaced thousands of officers in the Saudi Arabian military with ones he knew were loyal to him. He has also replaced many of the Interior Ministry officials with others that he knew would not betray him. This level of paranoia extends to other security measures the Crown Prince takes. For instance, his elite bodyguard used to be made up entirely of Saudi Arabian men. But in more recent years, his growing distrust of his fellow Saudis has had him replacing many of his Saudi bodyguards with foreign agents, mercenaries, and security companies. Bin Salman has also built up his own personal security agency called Tiger Squad. Tiger Squad is a 50-person death squad responsible solely for the protection of the Crown Prince. They also act as his own personal group of assassins, willing to kill anyone he sees as a threat to him. Tiger Squad is specially set up to be loyal only to the Crown Prince, not to Saudi Arabia or even the rest of the royal family. They've carried out multiple extrajudicial killings, as well as arbitrary detentions and jailings of those considered a threat to bin Salman himself. They were allegedly responsible for the widely publicized killing of the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul back in 2018. In the incident, the journalist was murdered and then dismembered. It's been reported that at least 7 of the 15 men on the team responsible were also members of Mohammed bin Salman's personal bodyguard. Number 6. Vladimir Putin. There's no doubt that Vladimir Putin is probably the most protected world leader on this list. As a former KGB agent himself, he understands the importance of protecting himself from assassination, and he's built a team of people to do just that. Unlike Kim Jong-un, Putin is allowed to use the public restrooms in buildings when he's making an appearance. However, some of his bodyguards have been seen going into the bathroom either with him or before him, and exiting the toilet with a briefcase. According to several investigative journalists, this briefcase contains Putin's stool, collected from the toilet and removed so that no one can learn anything about his DNA or his health. Apparently, they take this precaution because Joseph Stalin allegedly tried to spy on Chairman Mao by analyzing the Chinese Communists' excrement samples. In fact, Putin is obsessed with his own health. In a recent visit to a hospital that hosted patients who were sick with the coronavirus, Putin wore a full hazmat suit and face respirator. Putin's bodyguards also all carry bulletproof briefcases as shields to protect the president of Russia from would-be assassins' bullets. Much like the Secret Service, Putin's personal bodyguard also scopes out everywhere the Russian dictator will stay weeks or even months beforehand. If Putin is staying somewhere, they will set up specialized devices that jam the detonation signals of bombs, as well as conduct electronic surveillance on all of the phones and electronic devices in the area. Also, in certain circumstances, Putin has been known for using a body double during his more controversial and dangerous appearances. Just recently in Iran, which was Putin's first public appearance since the beginning of the Ukrainian war, there were reports of Putin using a body double. The potential body double was criticized in the media for not looking enough like Putin, and also for being too exuberant in his actions. It's unknown whether this incident really used a body double, but Putin has been known to use body doubles before. When he does actually make appearances, Putin also drives around in a heavily armored vehicle at all times. Though it may look like a regular black car, Putin's official motorcade vehicle is equipped with bulletproof glass and solid rubber tires, as well as advanced communication systems. This kind of car is flown out wherever Putin is staying, and he's never allowed to ride in anything else. It's always escorted by a ton of motorcycles and bodyguards, who will protect the Russian leader should someone attack him while he's in the car. Because of Putin's connection with the KGB, he also formed his own secret police while in office. These police, called the Main Intelligence Directorate, or the GRU, are just as lethal as the KGB ever was. One part of their job is to silence protesters among the Russian people, including those who would do harm to President Putin. When people desert Russia and turn against its government, especially when those people are former government officials, secret agents, or oligarchs, it often becomes the GRU's job to kill them. This happens in order to stop these people from spreading information and doing harm to President Putin. The GRU has been involved in deadly radioactive poisonings, disappearances, and fake suicides, all for the protection of President Putin. What strange security measures surprised you the most on this list? Like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.